going on, you guys? I am Miss Coy Renee.
And I am SB Press.
And welcome to Socially Acceptable, the show that humanizes influence the LA way. What's going on?
What's going on? How you feeling? It's been a hot week.
It has.
You've been killing it, and I'm so proud of you. Enjoying this journey.
Thank
for sure.
you so much. I appreciate it. You know, we just did K-Day Honors this Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Shout out to our amazing producer of everything, Kenyon.
Yes, super
Humble
producer.
91. He is everything in clutch and
our
then
shooter.
some. The team was outside last night, and I just want to say thank you guys so much.
Nah, it was definitely a sight to see. Mm-hmm. You did your thing. You killed it. And like I said, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Now, I need to know what your emoji is.
So today my emoji is, I don't know that name, but it's the young lady. She got her legs kind of crossed and she's like
a little zen.
Zoom.
Oh,
yeah.
You're getting your zen in.
I'm getting my zen in.
Okay.
You know, because I had to prepare myself this week. You know what I'm saying? And I was finding myself in a space to where I was like, how do I do this? How am I going to be able to deliver and still make sure like my space is mine and no one can take it from me? And I decided to forgive. I said to myself, I'm going to forgive everything and everyone that may or may not have done something so that once I step into a certain space, I can't be shaken.
Dropping gems already.
Listen!
Dropping gems already.
I mean, I get it from you. What's your emoji?
I got to follow up then. So my emoji is the because we're going into a new year and talk is cheap at this point, you know? So what I basically want to encourage everybody to do is just have more motion, less talking, more action, you know? So for me, that's the emoji that not just next year, leading right now into.
Come on.
All right.
Let's be about that action.
All right. So I'm holding in a lot of laughter because I know this episode is going to be full of it.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, he fights with his family for who's the most important.
What?
I mean, honestly, his brothers got, they got a thing or two, but he's taking them from the thong to the television.
Oh.
So we're gonna diverge into why that is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, you've seen him on TV, commercials all over, doing stuff with BET right now.
Oh.
One of the funniest men on the planet Earth, in my personal opinion.
Got it.
Mr. David Murphy.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for having me.
No, thank you.
Great answer.
Thank you.
You guys look great together, by the way.
Do we?
Thank you.
You
We working it.
Love it.
So you're forgiving everybody.
Oh.
So I'm asking.
Yeah. I have.
So dudes,
I had to.
So dudes you were mad at can shoot their shot again, and you're okay with it now.
No, we are not.
Is that what we're saying?
I don't know if I'm that forgiving.
Hey, fellas, shoot your shot.
I told her before
she back in the game.
Behind the scenes, I even said there's some people that's been in my DMs.
Really?
Thirsty.
Well, let me see. Screenshot and send it over to the group
I told him
chat.
go ahead and put it. I told him go ahead and put it in the social, and we read them all. You might get yours answered on the show.
That part.
All right.
But before we get started on the show, I gotta do my thing and make sure my girl get her intro.
That's right. Let's bring her in.
Saying? I mean, she's a part of spiritual wellness and self-care. She's all about the beauty because it is from within and it exudes out.
That's right.
Damn right.
She's a part of Dope Ass Aunties, the podcast.
Y'all heard that?
Introducing Maya Fykes.
Welcome.
I'm so happy to be here. And no, the dude she has forgiven cannot come back. Because she did not forget, she forgave. We don't spin no more blocks.
We don't.
Because like you
Oh,
said, baby, talk is cheap.
Well, I always tell people don't drink and drive. You'll end up at your ex's house. So, we're just gonna leave that at that.
I like that.
We're just gonna leave it at that. Don't drink and drive. It happens. Just not no more.
Yeah, it does.
Just not no more.
It does. You saw I couldn't find a car.
Oh.
Remember? It was on Wednesday, just having a good old time.
What a night
and
that
then
was.
It was time to go home and I couldn't find the car. And Press was just riding and driving. I'm like, it's the next block.
We calm. We're staying calm, collected.
Yes,
I got you.
Thank you.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, just so y'all know, the X factor of this episode is how to stay motivated. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So first off, you guys both do some incredible stuff.
Thank you.
I've seen your poster already, so I already know what y'all got going. And I seen you on screen. So, what and who truly motivates you guys in your journey?
You want to take that first?
I think the vision that I have of my future self. If I'm being honest and not too boo, I'm Auntie Boo Boo. But
do your thing, boo boo.
I think that's my North Star because I think it's me. So it may be able to be influenced a little bit by something that I may like or I may want to add into my experience, but it's not going to be shaken. Like, this is me. I know what I want to achieve. I know the goal I want to get to. I even know how I look, what I'm wearing. So that is what keeps me motivated for the most part.
I love that.
Same.
Speaking of like shaking though, like how did you get to that point? Because that's not like just something we just
Right. We
you
just
know
fall
stand
into.
Therapy
in.
and drugs.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. No, but therapy.
Hey, okay. Taking
No,
notes.
No, the good drugs.
Therapy
The
and
good drugs,
drugs.
guys. Not the bad ones. But no, therapy, a lot of self-work, self-awareness, meditation. That's the name of your emoji, the lady with the cross legs.
Oh, meditation.
It's for meditation.
Thank you.
And yes, sometimes marijuana, sometimes mushrooms. I do like plant medicine. So those things help me like go past my ego and go past my own bullshit
Mm.
and really get down to the nitty gritty of who I am.
I felt that.
I know,
Yeah.
like
Deep,
just
yeah.
Yeah.
for a little pregnant pause.
Man,
okay?
how do you follow up after that?
What motivates me? I think for me, I think my parents, my father, my dad's like always been self-employed, so it's always kind of like I've seen him grind and hustle my whole life, and like, you know, start with vision boards when I was 8 years old, and so I would see that stuff around the house, and like, my mom like worked super hard, and my mom does not drive, so she still catches the bus. She walks
I love
everywhere.
that.
Oh my god.
Up at 5 a.m. Like she's, you know, the hood,
rare
is
breed.
Early.
yeah, early on the train.
Waiting
on
till the
bus.
sun
Like,
comes
My mom,
up.
and my mom, like the funny thing about my mom, she does not have an alarm clock. She's never had one my entire life.
Wow.
She did, and she has to wake up at different times, and she just wakes up naturally. She has to wake up at 5 or 7 but sometimes she wakes up an hour before. She just stays up, and she's never been late to work in her life, like never. And she has to catch the bus to work.
She motivated
So,
me.
I mean, my question is, damn, how many times has she caught you, sneaking in the house and stuff? Then?
Yeah, I know, right? My mom is like, she's so funny, man. She used to be super strict. She had a I don't curse on here, but like,
We do.
She had my mom used to always be like, my mom would ever go out back in the day, she'd always be like, you can bring whatever amount of dudes back, like your boys that spend the night. She'd be like, I got a one pussy in the house rule. She'd be like, don't bring no bitches in here.
That sound like
That's-
my type.
Wait,
That sound like Queen of her castle.
You got a one pussy.
Yeah,
in the
Queen of
house.
her castle.
One pussy in the house.
Hers.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
She's
know
like,
other
I'm the only
females-
I'm the
Yep.
only
I'm the
vagina
only
in this house.
one. The HB.
You better wait before I go to work.
I see.
You better make sure
You
you
know,
catch
I
me
used-
before I catch you.
Back in the day, you just slide in high school.
I was a good girl. I didn't do any of that.
Where's a cup I can say?
I'm like,
Feel. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But we had a Ouija board. Which way we go? I'm just saying.
Right. I feel that. I felt
I
that
don't
Ouija
anything about
board.
that sneak out life or sneak in life.
No.
I'm
So
joking.
funny.
I love it.
Man.
Well, speaking of making sure we staying steadfast and not being shaken, can we maybe take a little step back? Like, can we think of a time where we were shaken with, is it related to our motivation, but our perseverance overcame that?
Yeah. I don't even have to take a step back. Shit. Right now,
Mm.
Yeah.
in my current
in the
season,
now.
if I could be very honest and
Yeah.
transparent, and that's the only way I know how to be, so here it is.
Mhm.
I am very transparent. I do sometimes suffer from seasonal depression. And
Oh, yeah.
for those of you who don't know, it's because like it gets darker early. I like to do a lot of my stuff outside. I love nature, so I love walking, I love hiking. My dad passed, so around holiday times is very sad for me because I'm trying to get accustomed to this new way of life without him. So right now, my motivation is very blah. I'm burnt out at work.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
fucking election results, I'm still not over that. I'm trying to get over it. And just so like not working out, and to me working out also is how I stay motivated because I love a runner's high. I love that boost of endorphins. But when it's hard to get out of bed,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
girl.
Mhm.
So what keeps me motivated is that little voice that I be hearing, like, if you don't get your ass out of this bed, do you want to look sexy naked or nah? Do you want to look, like, whatever motivates
Talk
you. Do you
about
want to
it.
look sexy in this bikini, or are you trying to wear a t-shirt to the
Ah.
pool?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of summer do you want to have, bitch?
Big bag of love.
Right,
They don't
because
start
summer
during summer,
bodies
start
are
before.
right. So, and then I celebrate the small wins, because
Yes.
even if I stay in the bed, I don't know what you like big backs. There ain't nothing wrong with a big back.
Ain't never. I'm inside
I like
personally.
big backs and I cannot lie.
Either direction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the gym after this.
Okay, but that is what motivates me, like that little voice, and I celebrate. Even if it's just I went to the gym 3 times this week instead of every day. Even if I just walked my 3-mile little trail, like I celebrate that. So, your turn,
Yeah.
Murphy.
A time where like it seemed man, I don't know. When I decided to like start, I graduated college and I decided to start like I guess like acting, trying to do entertainment, like be in that world, and I had to and I was like, my dad was like, he was like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I worked a 9 to 5 for a couple years and I hated it, and I was like, worked in an insurance company, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, I think I'm just gonna cater. I was like, cater at events, whatever, whatnot, and that was slow at one point, and then I had to. I remember one night this is probably my lowest point I've ever been. I was like late on rent, didn't have any food in my apartment, and my roommate was super cool, and my boy, and one time I was going out to go try to put an application for a job, and I went in my car, started my car up, and backed out, and my check engine, my gas light came on. I didn't have any gas. So I had like negative 35 in my bank account. And I talked to my dad, and I went on Craigslist trying to find a gig. And I talked to my dad, and I found this gig. It was like, do you want to pass out flyers in front of Staples Center for All-Star, right? All-Star weekend or whatever. And it was in LA at that point. And I called my dad. I was like, I don't want to do it, but it was paying like $40-$50 an hour. And so my dad was
Dad,
like,
I'ma do it.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
My dad was like, he's like, look, he's like, life's simple. What's more important? You're trying to be an actor or do whatever you want to do in entertainment, or your pride? Just pick. If it's your pride, stay your ass at home. Don't pay rent. Get evicted. Do whatever. Or take your ass.
Take your ass out there
don't
and make
nobody
some
care
shit
about
happen.
you. So I went out and they gave us these big billboards. He's like that lit up on our back, and then we had to walk around yelling in the circle, All-Star, All-Star. And I ran into a college friend.
Oh,
That's worse than the dudes during
And I
tax
was
season.
like, yo.
With the fire.
Yeah, bro.
Imagine being like the Soul Train strobe, like friend pull up and you be like,
It was not. I was a human billboard.
that's great. I love that.
Yes,
Like,
yes, they
that's
recognized
dope.
me.
And what did they
My
say?
friend was
out there.
like, my friend, the person I knew from college, they weren't like a friend, but they saw me and they go, "What's up, man?
What you mean? What's up? What's the life of the
What's
party?
going on, man?"
Man, you
I would've flipped that
You didn't
so
watch the
smart.
Everest commercial?
Yo,
The Everest
I was like,
commercial?
"Yeah, man." So that was like a low, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" But at the end of the day, I realized nobody gives a fuck.
Nope.
Like nobody, just people. You got to get from A to B to get from A to C. B is whatever it's gonna be, and you
Come
know
on.
you got to do it and just get to C. Like nobody cares. So I was like, I learned like to get out of my head. And, like nobody really gives a fuck. Like just do the thing. You grind, and nobody's gonna. When you're at B, most people will give you shit about being at B. Like you do whatever. They're like, oh damn, man, you're at B. You're this age. You sure you want to do this? But when you get to C, B becomes a cool story.
Right.
You're like, oh dog, I can't believe you went through B, man. I knew you was gonna do it.
That's
I
what
knew
it-
you
yeah.
were
Well,
gonna do it.
like, because you literally just described
DMs
the
been like
perfect
that.
episode in Insecure. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I was sitting in an Insecure episode when you were telling the story. So, yeah.
Why is that? Does that happen?
Well, because I just feel like that would be an episode like Lawrence
Dropping gems.
Yeah.
like
all
twirling
over
a
the
sign
place.
in front of All-Star Weekend of all. That's like the
Bro,
biggest
it
weekend
was-
in LA.
all
And then
the
you
hot
bump
girls
into
out.
somebody you know. Like,
Yeah.
that is a scripted, like,
It was terrible. Yeah, it was
comedy.
like-
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm not.
man.
I think I caught the train there too.
Yeah.
was not a good
you,
look.
okay. But you got your $50 an hour.
Yeah, I think I make like $200 or something like that.
Okay.
Damn.
That's
You want that
gas.
for the
That's
It was like, it was like,
food.
yeah, man. But it was so anyway. That was like probably one of my most humbling like, and also one time. This is a long story, but yeah.
Now we're here.
Okay,
We're here. We're here.
I had another
Sure.
time where I was like I used to cater, and I won't say this actress' name, but I was at a catered event and I was working, And I was like, it's back in my hair. I was like good looking. And then so this girl, and so girls would see me in the catering and be like, give me eyes across the room, be crowded. I'd be like, yo, what's up, cracker?
What's up?
And then the seafood part, and I'd have a tray of shrimp.
Oh.
And they be like, I'm like, what's cracking?
Oh,
You still
I'm like, yo, it's shrimp? And they like, oh, you
seafood,
working? I'm
baby?
like, yep, I'm
just
working.
to know, in this episode, he's gonna laugh your drawers and your panties off.
All right now.
And then so I was at this one party and I got this actress's number and I was like, all right, she don't know I'm working. Well, got her number, text her a couple times,
Right.
called her. We talked on the phone once. And next weekend, Eve was throwing a party at some house over in like Highland or off Highland, whatever, some private party. And this actress was there, and I was in the kitchen serving shrimp. I had a tray again. She was like, I was like, yeah, I'm an actor. Yeah, I got, I'm doing my thing. Oh, that's when we were talking on the phone that week, and she saw me serving shrimp at Eve's party. Yeah, it was pretty humbling.
These
but,
stories have to be in the
bites the dust.
biopic. Let me be your
I'm taking
executive
notes.
producer.
Yeah.
When you blow up,
yeah.
No, this has
Kenyon's
to
gonna
be
be
in
the
your
director of your
biopic.
documentary,
Yeah.
and we're
Hey,
gonna
nah.
just make this work.
Yeah,
The
man,
man's
I'm-
working
These are
right now. He's doing
hilarious.
his thing. He's all over the place.
They
Got
weren't
commercials out there. Working with
Yeah.
BET. He literally
Yeah.
left the set to come here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
His dedication.
Yeah,
Thank
writing
you.
season 2 with buddy Rich Washington. We wrote season 2 of a show called Churchy with like Kev on stage, and so we're shooting that right now. We're shooting till January, and we wrote like 10 episodes, and it should be on in the fall of next year, 2025.
There we go.
I will
There we go.
watch.
Yeah.
And I will
Right.
think of those shrimp platters.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
And that sign.
We used to try to steal food, and like before we got to the kitchen, steal food because we were hungry.
Mhm.
It was crazy, man. We used to
Thugging
have
it.
some,
Yeah.
sneaking in the parties where we were like, it was crazy. It was fun.
Love it. You gotta thug
Man,
it.
Yeah.
stories for days.
Yeah.
Stories for days.
What about you guys? What about you?
Yeah, what keep y'all
you guys got
motivated?
some? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead,
Wow,
Brad.
the guess how
They
question.
don't
Yeah.
flip the script.
Right, okay,
We wasn't
so-
prepared for that.
I guess a moment for me. I guess we can go back to actually how I met Humble. Want to just basically give him that moment again, but prior to our first episode, I was dealing with a situation in the hospital or whatever. So coming out of that situation, my sister got me the tickets for La Russell, and literally it took his moment shining to really get me out of my zone of just being to myself.
Yeah.
And not saying that I'm not a open person, because I
Yeah.
am. I'm
Yeah.
usually the
Right.
person that initiates the stuff or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's all up to people if they want to reciprocate it. But it was like him speaking his truth that allowed me to feel mine and have this moment with you guys. So
Mm.
it took that right before episode 1. And you know how that went. We was both going through a moment at that time. So
Yeah.
it was really a moment of perseverance. Definitely. So
That's
that
a
was
beautiful
mine.
story.
Definitely.
Dang.
I was at La Russell. It was good.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, his energy's
I love him.
Amazing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
If y'all don't listen to him, y'all better.
Yeah.
Y'all better don't get on when it's too late.
Yeah.
Don't get on
Get
too
on
I
late.
know. Like, go
'Cause he's-
on and just ride it
Yeah,
now.
We working that in there. We already spoke it into existence, so it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We got Humble here. What up, Humble?
That's right.
Yeah,
So we go do what it
We
do.
gonna make some
okay?
stuff happen.
Hey,
Yeah.
Humble.
But what about you, Miss Corey?
A time I overcame. Like, I'm like over like pondering my own question. Honestly, I kind of feel like every day, like I'm gonna pull a page from Maya's
It's
book.
the season.
It really
Yeah.
is. It's moment to moment a lot of the times for me. And today, I was like, matter of fact, really going back, because when you were talking about, the seasonal depression and sometimes you just don't want to get out of the bed and things, what made me like adapt and really hold on to that was like, I was talking to someone, I'm just going to be real general about it. And I told them, I said, I'm tired. And they said, you can't be tired. And I was like, but I am. Like, I don't know, like, is that okay? Like, so I would like to ask you, like, is it okay to be tired?
You see how she just skipped over?
No,
her
come
answer?
back.
She gonna come back to it.
I
She's
am.
gonna come back
Yes,
to
It's all a
it
part
is
of it.
okay to be tired,
Okay.
and it is okay to rest,
Okay.
and it is okay to like Don't let somebody tell you you're not tired. You know you. Follow you. Like, you may not be tired in the typical sense. You may just be tired, like, just, I need to rest. I'm tired of this rigmarole. I'm tired of this routine. I'm ready for something new.
But wait, was it a boss telling you this? Were you at work?
No, it was a general. It was
That's
just
different
like,
kinda.
If it's a someone above me, no, sir, I'm never tired. What do you mean?
And I want to encourage you to stop doing that shit too.
What? Oh, just adhering.
Don't do that. If you're tired, you're tired.
Done. Dang,
Understood.
that was what
I
I
don't
wanted
give a
to
damn
know.
if
Understood.
it was Beyonce asking you. Like, if you are tired, you are tired. Because if especially with work, you know, I work in HR, so I'm gonna be very honest. With work, like, they're gonna treat you how you allow them to. And you set those boundaries. Those boundaries are your responsibility, and rest is a boundary. If you are tired, you need to say, I am tired, I am burnt out. So you're going to get what I give you, but I'm warning you. So if you want to still pack these projects onto me, I'm letting you know, I'm ringing the alarm. I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And you are super mom, so that comes with
That comes
having
with that
to recharge
too.
that battery extra.
Yes. Well, with that being said, like, I overcame today
Yeah.
because,
There
you know, it was a lot going on, but I made sure that I wanted to come, show up, and be a part of this amazing conversation
And
that
you
I'm
look
so happy.
fucking beautiful.
Oh,
So we
my
need to
God.
celebrate
Shining,
the wins.
like I be saying.
Celebrate the
Thank
wins.
you.
Even if the
Thank
win is just
you.
getting out of bed. You overcame today. That needs to be celebrated. And you look flawless. The lashes are lashing. The lips are juicy. So you win.
Thank you.
Wow.
Pour into me,
right.
sis.
Yes.
Yes.
And sometimes we get tired too because we're pouring from an empty cup.
Come on. See,
Mm.
thank you.
Bar.
So are you tired, or are you just depleted, or are you just empty? Because you could be empty and still get up and go to work every day. You just empty.
Right. You just gonna get the shell.
Yeah, you could be emotionally tired.
Yes.
Not
thank
just
you.
all physically, and there's nothing wrong with it. It is okay. You are normal.
Okay.
That's right.
Here at Socially Acceptable. Okay. With that, we're gonna get caught up in these comments.
That's right. That's right.
Maya, I'm not done with you. We just
Absolutely
got
not.
started.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Went on your Instagram.
And this I know
Okay.
personally.
Here, Maya.
And again, I was in the gym seeing you get your your gains on, get your grind on, all of it. So I got to witness what's before us.
Oh wait, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, we used to work out together back in the gap.
Wait, what's going on? What's he-
So,
And I was at the
So here is this is a caption right now that I took out of Maya's Instagram.
that's my IG.
And
Oh.
yes, her
That's me.
Instagram
That's
post.
that
Oh.
big titty Nike girl.
I
That's
saw
me.
the titties. I was just like, I was
They're
like,
nice.
wasn't gonna miss
They're
those.
real.
Wasn't
they're
gonna
real.
miss
what I'm
those.
looking at? What I'm looking
And
at?
if we go a little bit lower,
okay,
we'll
I
see a comment here that says,
Below the
Thank-
titties.
yes, below them.
Okay.
Says, thank
Okay.
you for sharing your journey, inspiring and motivating. So,
That's awesome.
my question to you, Maya, is what was the moment? What was the very first moment that decided in your mind, I'm going on this journey?
Okay, so full disclosure, like, I've always been cute, right? Like, I've always had a nice face. So whether I would gain weight or lose weight, I still always got male attention. And I think as women, especially raised by like baby boomers, I think we need a class action or something. We definitely need a check for the government surviving being raised by baby boomers. But I think we've been conditioned to like live our lives for like the approval of men or to attract a man, or the man is always the goal. But when my dad died, I really did kind of like just sink into grief. And I turned to like things like I love to like eat. I didn't want to work out. And I had just accepted that I'm just going to be a fine ass big girl. Like, and that's fine. But then I started not to feel great. And I started not to like how I looked naked. I know it's so vain, but it's so true. And I was like, you know what, Maya? If you could dedicate 10 minutes a day just to meditation, no matter what, let's see where that leads us. Because at the time, I was always available to my boss. I was putting my friends, putting everything ahead of me. Even my dad, like, because my dad was very sick when he passed away. So I spent a lot of time just jumping up like, okay, mom, my mom's calling me. I gotta jump up. I gotta drive to Carson. So at this point, it's like, well, now I don't have to do that. So now let's focus on me. So from meditating 10 minutes a day, that went to 30 minutes a day. Then I said, you know what, bitch? Let's get to walking. Sorry, let's move our feet.
Yeah.
So then I started just doing 1 mile at Dominguez. 1 mile turned into 3 miles, and it became so addicting. Like, and then you start to see it shed, and then I was like, oh, I kind of look like high school Maya. Oh, and then I just kept doing it, and I would just post pictures. I would post sweat checks to my stories, and then my friends would do it. So that's what motivated me, honestly, of vanity. If I'm being honest, and a drive to just feel better in my 40s. I did not want to have bad knees in my 40s. I still wanted to wear my 6-inch stilettos.
Okay. Yeah,
and I just wanted to have a better next chapter. Like, I want to be ziplining. I want to be doing freaky things on balconies. Like, I want to just not have no inhibitions about things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to kind of like preserve my youth in a way.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to encourage people too, like, it's never too late. Just start. I swear I was like in my late 30s when I started to get into fitness and health and things. It's never too late. You can do it tomorrow. And take small steps. Like, if you try to jump out there and do the workout I do now, you'll only last one day. But if you start very, very small, even if that's just going to the gym and coming home, even if that's just waking up at 5 a.m., putting on some clothes, getting in your car, going to the gym, turn it around. The next week, how about we just get on the treadmill for 10 minutes?
How about we go in?
Let's go in.
But like, it's small steps. You don't have to become this big old Hogan type. Oh, not him. He's racist. But you don't have to be like FloJo the first day on the track. How about we just walk around a few times?
I agree. Because those endomorphins, like, it's a real thing. So.
And when we talk about too, like, cause that was when I was in my prime. I looked fine right there. And I think I look fine now, but I'm also giving myself a lot of grace because, like I said, it's seasons, right? So I now have a job where I don't work from home anymore full time. So I can't just put a meeting on my calendar and run to the gym and do a session. I have to go all the way to USC. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's cutting in. And instead of beating myself up, getting more depressed about it, I just said, but girl, this is the job you wanted. This is what you wanted. Now we just have to work around it. So pivoting.
Yes, come on, pivot.
We've been talking about it.
I agree. I'm in like that third trimester of like exactly what you're talking about. I am 3 weeks in.
Let's
to
do
my
it.
Congratulations.
consistency.
Let's do
Thank
it.
you.
That's right.
And I lost 3 pounds.
I'm proud of you.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know how much energy it takes to lose 1 pound?
Yeah, literally. And then try to keep it off.
Staying consistent.
Yeah.
You know, you're just finding the little ways of getting yourself motivated. And even if you're not self-motivated, finding a workout group or workout people, like how people y'all show up at the gym and everything. Or even just somebody who can verbalize something to get you going. Small tapes or whatever. Our show also. Make sure y'all listening now. Y'all ain't got to just watch us. Y'all can listen to us all over the place now too. So
and also too, like, every journey starts in the head, right? So I had to get my mind right first. I got very consistent with my meditation practice, with my mindfulness. Then I got very consistent with what I was putting in my body, my water intake. So get your mind right, and then your body will follow.
Man,
That's true.
before we go into keeping it P, we're going to just ask about these waist beads. Because I would like to know what they signify.
Okay, so the waist beads were also a very big part of my journey. Those waist beads that I'm wearing, they were made by a Black woman. They do not stretch and they do not come off. They keep you very mindful of your body. If I gain weight, they roll up. If I lose weight, they fall down or fall off. If I eat something that I shouldn't be, they become very uncomfortable. Right now I may have on about 25 of them. And
25
waist beads.
beads?
Yeah.
Girl, what you into?
Like the side of like those, you know,
got 20.
those openers. Like
yeah, I love them. And not for nothing. And I've already told y'all I was vain. They make you look amazing naked. Like, they really do. It is an African art where, like, women in Africa, that's like considered lingerie in some tribes. Also, it is an ancient tool for mindfulness for Black women or women, period. But it was started in Africa. And the woman who I would go to, unfortunately, she passed away. May she rest. And so that's another reason why I've been very, like, just in a season of, like, just being down, because she was really, like, my spiritual guide. So, I wear them in her honor. I never take them off. And sometimes they do break. And when they break, that means they no longer serve
you.
you.
purpose.
And you let them go. So it teaches you so many life lessons, how to let go of things. You have no control over one if they break either. They just pop sometimes.
What are they called? Or they
Waist beads.
Waist beads.
Had you seen this before?
I have seen it before.
I would
But
encourage you
wanted
to do it.
Can men
to
wear
get
them?
tied.
Can they-
Yes, anybody can wear them. They're
Alright,
waist
good.
beads.
I'm about to
You
go.
look
you might
really
have to-
cute in them
you
because
might-
you
I was
got
gonna
some
say,
nice
Where you
style.
gonna put it?
I was gonna say,
I see.
I'm surprised your brothers haven't probably said something.
I'm gonna get some
which-
waist beads.
Get some, and then watch you manifest all kind of things. Like
yeah.
they are
But
amazing.
if a guy has those on, you ain't gonna be thinking he a little bit.
Yeah.
I would just ask him.
If I got
are you
naked
a
and had
little
on
bit?
25 waist beads,
I would ask
Hey.
him. Are you a little bit?
By the way, we're okay with if you're a little bit.
I would
yeah,
be
yeah.
fine. I
Ask
wouldn't
him.
think
Yeah, just
anything.
ask
I would
the
just think
question.
he's very mindful of his body. Like they keep you honest, because I know. Like right now, my waist beads are under my titties. That means I have really they rolled up, and it is what it is. I know how to drop them down though.
That's right. I've
And
seen
pick
it.
'em up.
I've actually seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I love it too. We're gonna keep this spicy, so we're gonna keep it P.
I like my
Come on.
titties.
Keep it P with SB. My
Look
brother
at
David
you.
Murphy. I know, right? Right? I'm loving this. I'm loving this. It's an episode within an episode. My
I
brother,
think we own to something.
we have an
Y'all
amazing
crazy.
segment called Keeping It P with SB, where I give you the choice of one of three. Passion, pleasure, or pain. You pick one. There's a image up here that we're gonna have you, discuss with us.
Passion.
Passion. Perfect.
Passion.
Perfect.
Keep it P.
Perfect. Now you put in a lot of work. Can you please tell us how much, I guess, passion, endurance, freaking things you had to persevere through to get to this point?
I guess this was I featured for a guy named Brian Simpson at the Comedy Store during Netflix as a joke. That was pretty cool, like sold out show at the Comedy Store, and that was cool. That was actually just me grinding, like even when there was a point where I didn't have a car in LA years ago, and like I was catching a bus and like going to like comedy clubs at night and catching a bus at like 1 a.m. down Fairfax and trying to get back to like Crenshaw District, whatever, late at night, and I would always just keep working at comedy, keep working, going to mics, going to open mics, working. And then, so Brian, years ago, I didn't know, so he called me, hit me up to like, hey, do you want to feature for me when I'm in LA for this, Netflix as a joke, this big show? And then I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he's like, and we're eating dinner, and I was like, yo, why did you even call me? Like, why? There's so many comics, like, you could like hit up. And he was like, is this a joke you did about like 5 years ago that I remember and I never forgot? I admit it's some joke I don't even do anymore. Like I was some joke about like the atomic bomb. It was like it was about the atomic bomb and like whatever. But he was like, I never forgot that joke. I thought it was so original. But it was like that's not just like at bus stops, just like writing jokes and thinking of stuff and like. But I don't know. So I was like, just like it's. Cause I realized in life you just keep like baby steps, like just like baby steps. Like you may not see the progress if you just look at it right away, but it's like my dad always says like even the hungriest man in the world eats an elephant one bite at a time. So he's like just
Clip.
little
Clip that.
stuff. Yeah.
I say that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
When I get overwhelmed or my friends get overwhelmed, I'll be like, remember, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yep, you get this one bite at a
I
time.
swear to God, I can call all my friends and they will tell you I say that shit.
Yeah, it's
It's
a bar.
true.
It's a bar, man.
Damn.
Yep.
You smart.
Yeah,
Bridge that gap.
Yeah.
Bridge that
I
gap.
love that. That's so crazy. I've never heard anybody else really
Right.
say it.
Yeah.
And Back in Black is a great song. by
Oh,
AC/DC.
yeah.
What the hell you know about ACDC?
Yep.
Yeah.
Putting in that work over here. We be
Yes,
putting in that
yes.
work over here. Just letting y'all
So
know.
we gonna let it roll.
For real, Turn off the
Hey.
Y'all crazy.
light a candle. Hey. We are on.
That's so funny.
But no, I definitely also going off of your comedy circuits and everything. How have moments of, I guess, questioning if you're in the moment now or if it's still coming? How do you kind of go about that?
Well, I just try to like do my best to be present and realize that somebody told me one time, no matter where you're at in life, there's somebody in a hospital bed somewhere who would give everything to be doing what you're doing and be where you're at. He's like, so always remember it could be worse, and remember where you were at, 5 years ago or 7 years ago or 10 years ago, like. And I think Nipsey Hussle used to had some quote that was saying like what did he say? He said something like you always got to remember you're closer to where you're going than where you were.
Mm.
So just like keep going. Like you're closer to getting to the thing you wanted to get to than where you started. So like just like so it's like, yeah, that's so true. Like but it's when you compare yourself to other people, but like I'm an average person, so you do it sometimes. You're like, oh man, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But like I just really trying to focus on like, man, I got a good life and like figuring out what makes me happy. And like my thing I realized was if I can go through my life not having to go to a job I don't want to go to daily, like that's for me is a win. I won in life. Like, cause that's one of my worst things to me is like having to wake up to go to some shit you don't want to go to like daily. Everybody has to do it every once in a while, but like if I can do that, do that, do comedy, pay my rent, do all the travel, see the world.
The next Super Bowl commercial.
I'm You're me so later.
Right.
What a good time, Big Daddy.
Waste beads.
What a good time. Because we ain't gonna get beat it, honey. We ain't gonna get beat it.
You are not gonna see me walk not naked with waist beads on my ass. What? It's like walking away from the bed. You walk away from the bed with waist beads. You're not gonna be turned on. You see waist beads
You don't know me.
sitting on my ass.
I don't think it'll be sitting on your ass like that.
She's super freaking.
Don't threaten me. No.
So
You're right,
suds
though.
coming down my waist beads. No, I'm joking.
Man.
Oh my God.
Corey.
Why you putting these thoughts in my
This is one
mind?
for the ages for sure.
Suds
Oh,
running down.
what is that? We are going down a slippery slope. See, you started it with yourself.
For once,
saying these
for
waist beads
once
sound
he
good,
started
but-
it. For
He
once,
did.
it was
Oh,
not
God.
me.
Oh,
man, I
It
don't know.
wasn't me,
Oh,
Mom.
man.
Yeah, we gotta log out
so
before
funny.
we get
Yeah,
told
so
to just shut down.
Right,
Okay?
right.
So funny.
Like,
Corey hit him
But
with
that
the
is a nice vision. Yummy.
Maya,
Yes.
speaking of vision,
Yes.
you have a vision with dope ass aunties. Girl, please tell us about it.
I do. Okay, so I'm an auntie. It's like one of my most prized titles that I do carry. And so me and my good friend since we were 14, we met in the 9th grade at St. Bernard's High School.
Come on.
Go Vikings. And so we just decided like we should like give advice to people. We should be like the cool aunties who still like will lead the cousin walk at Thanksgiving. Who will like we're still kind of hip, like we do listen to Kendrick, but we also know like Anita.
Come
And
on.
we also like grew up playing outside, being in when the street lights come on, things like that. So we decided to start a podcast.
That's right.
Dope
That's right.
ass
Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family.
Play on the word dope. And we will be giving weekly advice, giving affirmations, telling some of our own personal funny ass, sometimes X-rated stories. But that's how you learn. Like, just think of your auntie who you would go to for advice. She's not just going to tell you go A, go B, go C. She's going to tell you a wild-ass story. She's going to tell you her experience. She's going to tell you what happened to her. And she's also going to be, like, rich enough to bail you out of jail for when you do it.
I know who to
So-
call.
Okay.
She's the traveling auntie. She's the auntie who is fancy at all the holiday gatherings. I like to call her, like, your favorite auntie on your mom's side, like the youngest auntie.
The
Your mama's
youngest.
youngest sister.
Yes.
She probably about 7 years older than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And they
saying?
had a small, invisible,
Yeah.
rivalry growing up.
Right,
She the
but
one
that's
that
your
slipping you the
auntie
drinks on the
still. So
side
you
and stuff.
respect her, but she's
Yes.
still your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's like the responsible adult. She's written the rental for you for prom. Taking those penitentiary risks for you. You know what I'm
Taking them
saying?
penitentiary risks.
Love it, love it. Speaking of taking risks, what about you? What's going on with you that you could talk to us about, David?
Hear about
Like,
this
what am I
next
doing?
show.
Or
The
like,
next
oh,
show you
Yes.
got
I
coming
mean,
out.
I don't want to ask about
Besides getting
BET.
waist beat.
You know,
Yeah,
right,
right.
and we know that
Yeah.
you just came from BET. You know,
Yeah.
doing
we
your
just,
thing.
doing that. I've been doing still like some promos. I still do like or whatever for like Fox NFL. I do those pretty often. That air like on Sundays during NFL on Fox, and writing the show, and then hopefully we have some other thing coming down the pipeline. We're gonna start writing after this is done. So we're gonna be shooting until like I don't know if it airs, but like to the maybe mid-January.
Oh.
And then and we've already been shooting some weeks before this. So and then I have something else, comedy. I feel like comedy wise I'm doing something else, but I
It'll
cannot
come to
think of
you.
it right now. Oh, and I need to sell a show. That's what I need
Talk
to do.
about the show.
Yes.
This is your time.
Do it.
I wrote a pilot. I need to get to Issa Rae's people for production company.
Mm.
Issa
Talk
Rae.
to her. She
Somerville.
Mhm.
It's a pilot called The Right Track about my brother and his stripping for the last 20 years. So
Oh.
it's like
Yeah.
a comedy, it's a single cam comedy. It's funny. It's gotten really good ratings on the Blacklist. And I think Issa Rae her production company would be perfect.
So go ahead. Your camera's right there.
Right.
Issa, my name is David Murphy. I have a pilot. You're from LA. I'm sure you know about The Right Track. Most black women in LA know about The Right Track at some point.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Guilty.
And my brother used to be a dancer there for years, and I got some really funny stories and a good pilot. So a great pilot, not a good pilot, a great pilot. Top 1% of pilots scored on the Blacklist
Come on.
out of thousands of pilots.
Boom.
So
And
there.
the right track is
Boom.
vacant now. We can shoot there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah.
Love
Right, I'm
it.
just saying. So holla at me.
That part.
Yeah.
I send you good energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brought it
Be
back
the
to-
Bonnie to his
Yeah.
Clyde. I love
Brought it
that.
back.
Oh, I'm just trying.
I mean, like, just ride.
But I will say
ride.
this, like what you spoke about earlier is gratitude. And gratitude is the fuel of manifestation. So like a lot of people like to look at what they ain't got. But once you look at what you do have, you start to manifest more of that because that's where
Right.
you're putting your focus on. So when people ask me, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. I can't complain. And if I did complain, what would it change? It'll probably just bring me more things to complain about. So I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Or there are circumstances where the person who you're complaining to may have life advice or experience that can help your complaint no longer be one.
But then you got to come to them differently. You cannot come to them complaining. You have to come to them vulnerable and say, listen, this is what's bothering me. I don't know how to get to the bottom of it. Can I use your help? Because if you come to me complaining, it's going to turn me off. Like, even if I tell them something, they're going to complain about my advice.
That's true.
So I'm just going to be like, oh, that's crazy.
Oh,
Dang.
that's crazy.
Right. So that's it. So I think this will happen because you are already living in a
Yeah,
state
I'm
of
super happy, yeah.
gratitude. So just now let the universe do its thing and invite me to the premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
we all gonna be there.
Yeah,
We all gonna be
Or
there.
can I be an extra?
With an X.
Can I be an extra during the right track scenes? Because I used to throw them dollars. I probably
Like I
gave
said.
your brother a lot of money.
Yeah. My brother,
From
yeah,
thong
he
to
was never-
television, ladies and gentlemen. From thong to television.
Man.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate you, like, tremendously.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you
This
for
has
having
been
us. Thank you so much
This
for
has
one
been
of my
amazing.
favorite episodes.
We laughed too much. Too
That
much.
part. We want to give a shout out to all of our listeners. You guys be sure to follow us on all of our social platforms at Socially Acceptable. We are also wherever you listen to podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our sponsors, Happy Dad, Dead Fresh Crew, Cali Fino. You guys,
Stussy.
thank you, Stussy. We love it. You know, every episode we go into our DMs at Socially Acceptable and
That's
pick
right.
out a winner. Whenever, just hit us up. Whenever you look at the episode, if you have questions, you are integrated into the show.
Getting them DMs.
So, with
Get 'em
that
in.
being said, T, she reached out and she actually had a question for you, Press.
Oh, another question. for me.
Ah,
Let's
I
hear this one.
know.
Let's hear this one.
She just wanted to know, what's the biggest lesson you have learned this year?
The biggest lesson I've learned this year is to appreciate who's in your life and want to be in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got choices. I said this the other day. And life is about making the choices. There's people who will choose to be or choose not to be. So I'm big on initiating. So it's all on, even if you don't reciprocate, I did my best.
Yeah.
I did what I did, which was initiated.
Yeah.
That's what it really is.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So
I
like
appreciate that question.
I love that.
Definitely.
Smart, yeah.
Mhm.
And there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Bomb dropped. Gem drops. You guys, again, thank you so
Thank you
much.
for
Thank you
having
guys.
us.
Thank you guys.
I am Miss Koi Renee.
And I am SB Press.
And this has been Socially Acceptable.
Bow, bow.